Hi everyone, it's Leilani. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be working on two 12 by 12 layouts using the Trail Mix collection from Simple Stories. So you guessed it, we will be still documenting Camp BFF. So soon enough I will quit talking about this magical experience, but it was so much fun and I have more of this Trail Mix collection just laying around and it is so perfect for these photos. And I only did just my Project Life spread from this week, so I thought, why not? I'm going to add a couple 12 by 12 layouts into the mix, so I'll have some of these photos documented in Project Life. And then, as y'all may have already seen, I do have a flip through over here of a mini album that I made using a Life Crafted album, documenting this trip as well. But I like having everything in my Project Life, and then if I have a mini album or something, that's great, but I don't like to neglect Project Life along the way. So I love to have my trips and things at least somewhat represented in my Project Life albums. So since I only did the one little PL spread, I thought I would add a couple more layouts to get a few more of these special photos into my album. So with that said, let's just dive in. So one thing that I noticed whenever I was starting to kind of pick out my papers and stuff was that I had used the majority of my safe papers out of this paper pad. So a lot of the patterns that I thought were really easy to work with, I had used a lot of those papers within my previous projects. So I was left with some of the ones that I really wouldn't immediately choose. And for me, wood grain is never really my first pick. So I never ever use wood grain papers. I always use like the opposite side of the wood grain. That's me. I'm the side B. And I never really use it. It's dark, it's woody, you know, I'm not really like a dark brown wood kind of girl. But for this project, it does work because camping, right? So it works. And also I was trying to challenge myself a little by using this darker paper here as my background and try to have things like pop off, try to use the other colors and have it pop off of that darker color. So essentially instead of using a white background paper, which would be my first choice normally, I decided to use the darker one. And I really, really love the way that it ended up turning out. So I've got to say, I think it worked out perfectly for these photos and everything, and I'm really glad that I took a chance and used the wood grain. So I printed off two pictures for this first one. The one that just says Camp BFF, that's kind of the stage area with all of the big props and all that kind of good stuff. So I printed that off as a 6x8, and then I printed off another little photo of me with the founders of the BFF Sticker Club, Annie and Laura, and that is just a 3x4 photo. So I've kind of just stacked them on top of each other essentially with a few little tags in the background. I love the tag cut apart sheet, so I cannot stay away from that sheet whenever I'm working with these Simple Stories collections. They're definitely like my favorite part of the majority of these Simple Stories collections. And I did go ahead and pop up the smaller photo just so there would be a little bit of interest there as you're looking at the spread. And I also popped up that sticker that says New Friendships This Way, which that was such a perfect sticker and a perfect collection, as I've mentioned, for Camp BFF. Obviously this was camp themed, but this collection is so cutesy. It kind of has that Girl Scout theme. It has the pinks and the hot pinks, the light pinks, the teals, you know, the bright yellow. Like it really just brings in all of those colors. I love that it has all of the little patches because I actually sold Girl Scout patches at camp, so that's really cool. And the sentiments like New Friendships This Way, I mean, that's so perfect because we were meeting tons of new friends, instant friends, and also getting to meet a lot of friends in person who we talked to a lot online. So it was just so cool. So now I have like the main bones of my spread done, so I am just adding on all of the little bits and pieces. So I did have some little Allie Edward chipboard hearts that I'm adding on, and then here I'm using 3 of the flying like butterfly moth kind of things here, adding those onto 3 different spots. And then you'll see that I do have a couple little labels there at the bottom that I'll use to add on just a little bit of journaling. With a story like this, I felt like I didn't need tons of writing because I do already have that entire mini album where I am talking about this trip. I also have documented it in my Hobonichi. I have the Project Life spread. I mean, I have talked about this trip over and over and over. So I just wanted to add a little bit of journaling just for some interest, some handwriting, just a little something on there, but I didn't have to say too terribly much. So here, I decided not to put any like twine into the tags, but I did use 3 of those decorative brads from this collection and popped those in place. And then I made sure to grab out my Jelly Roll white pen so that I could do a little bit of outlining, like a doodle outline around the 12 by 12 paper. And then I also did add in just a few little smaller doodles like stars and little dots and things like that. So that was one thing I really wanted to do with using this darker paper. I definitely immediately thought, oh, I'll grab out my white pen. And also I knew that I had like a almost full, I don't know if it's actually white, but it is a white in the family of like a white color. It might be like off-white or cream, but it is some color like that from the Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and I've never really used it because I don't really use a lot of dark background. So I thought, oh, I'm going to pull that out too. So I pull that out eventually here at the end, and we'll put some of that for like a finishing touch. So I add on the date as well, and you'll see I added that little camp flag. I just really like the way that this one ended up turning out. I love the cluster. I like that it kind of starts with the large photo and then it kind of goes down. It's almost at a diagonal, sort of. I mean, from the butterfly down to the journaling, but then I love that there's like that clump over there on the right hand side. I think that's really fun. So I just really like the way that this one turned out. I am going to grab a little piece of the pink plaid and cut out my own like flag to go at the bottom. I just wanted to anchor in the photo a little bit more, so I will do that here as we go. But besides that, this one is almost finished. So, you know, finishing touches, but almost done. So yeah, you guys, Camp BFF was such a blast. So if you happen to not know about this magical weekend, it was all put on by Annie and Laura, as I mentioned before, from the BFF Sticker Club. So I will put their info below. I do have a few stickering videos and things like that over here, but it is just a really fun, uplifting, positive community that full of sticker lovers. And we do all kinds of fun things. There's sticker shops. I've created sticker sheets for the BFF Sticker Club, which is just such a super cool opportunity that I've been given. They also do sticker challenges. So all of us will do sticker challenges every week and share those. We have like a little memory keeping type book that they created where you can sticker for each day of the year. Just so many fun things. And I think that we need more of that in life, just doing things for the fun of it, for the pure fun of it, just because you want to, because it makes you feel good. And even within scrapbooking, I feel like we put so many rules on ourselves and we want to document everything. I know that I do want to document all the memories, all the things, and we end up putting a lot of pressure on ourselves sometimes with these projects. So just being able to sticker just for fun, it has just been such a cool thing over these last few years for me. And so getting to go to camp was just the icing on the cake. Super, super awesome experience. So that first one is done. And now we are going to move on to the second layout. So I knew that I would need a second layout to go behind that one in my Project Life album to go like in the same page protector. So I thought, of course, let's just do a second one about camp as well. And my original thought was also to pull out the second darkest paper, which is this other kind of wood grain. It's kind of a different style of wood grain, but I decided to pull that out, although I do cheat and I use my favorite paper, which is this pink plaid. I use it for half of the page. So it's not really the same. I didn't technically use dark paper for both of them, but that was kind of my idea for this video at first, was to do kind of a darker style paper for each one of these layouts. So for this one, I had so many selfies, and I had a few other ones that I didn't manage to make onto this page, but all of them are in my little mini album. But for this one, I couldn't quite fit every single one of them. But what I did was I found a bunch of the selfies on my phone and I printed them all off at a 2x2, I think. So they're pretty small, but I have 9 pictures here. So I feel like it kind of creates quite a piece here in the middle, having all 9 of these photos together. So I thought that this was fun because I had so many selfies with people. That was like one of the main photos that I took because I was meeting so many friends in real life for the first time, which was really exciting. So I have all of these selfies that really mean so much to me because a lot of people that I've met throughout the crafty community, my Patreon, the sticker community. I mean, I talk to them. I talk to you guys a lot more than even some of my, local friends and stuff. So it was just really, really special to meet everyone in person. And it does not feel like we were meeting for the first time in person. It's just the warmness, the comfort level. It was just incredible. 10 out of 10 stars. It was so much fun. So I really like the way that this layout is looking here. I was kind of like, okay, is this going to be tricky trying to, pop on 9 selfies on one layout? But I think adding them all together in that one square in the middle really helps because, yeah, it's 9 different pictures, but it's almost like one big photo at the same time. So I think that really helps with the flow of the layout. So once again, I went with the tags. So here I am just adding 3 little tags over here to this side, and then I will eventually add a couple to the other side, but it takes me a little bit to get there. But I love the way that these tags look. I mean, they are such a versatile cut apart, and it's definitely, like I said, like my favorite cut apart. And my favorite thing about the Simple Stories collections is that they like always have this tag sheet, and they're so fun because typically one side is like a journaling tag. So some have lines or they're blank. So they're perfect to journal. They're perfect to add a small photo. So I love them for my projects, a great place to add journaling, but also even Project Life. I love to add them as like make my own journaling cards and use those tags. But then the other side is also like a filler card. So there's always fun icons and really cute things on the other side. So if you want to use it as an interactive piece in a project where you would see both sides of the tag, they're both really cute. So I love that as well. But I also love just making them be a part of my layout just as a simply like embellishment like these. So I love kind of sticking them out from behind my photos, which I did in both of these spreads. And I really love the way that that turned out. So here I'm just kind of like feeling the vibe here, adding things on. I added on that little like blank kind of patch looking journaling piece there at the top with a couple chipboard hearts and that really cute little bird embellishment. Here's the other side of the tag. So you can see the side that's opposite the journaling. You have all these cute icons, which are fun. So here I was thinking about using this one that said camp as my title because I was like, okay, for this one, I kind of want a title. Sometimes I put titles, sometimes I don't. In the last layout we just did, I did not add a title because the Camp BFFs photo was so big that I was like, okay, that's like my title. So I didn't feel like I needed to add any more words to compete with that. But on this one, I was like, okay, I kind of do want a title over here. So I was considering that, but then I didn't like it. So I end up just using, I think I'm using the other side if I'm not wrong. And I'm going to stick that behind the photos on this right side, and then I'm going to pop on the rest of the dates of this weekend as well. And then I will actually add one more tag to kind of balance it out because as I was looking, I felt like, the left side is very tag heavy. The right side only has the one. So we'll get there here eventually. But I do start looking through the sticker book. So this is the sticker book that went with the collection, and it's filled with so many great stickers too. Just like all Simple Stories collections, the sticker book stickers are quite thin. They're kind of like paper, thin stickers. So you have to be a little careful, but it did come with 2 different alphas, which I greatly appreciate. And I love this kind of bigger alpha here. So I was trying to figure out if I would have enough room, and I thought about, and then I do, make my title Friends IRL for in real life with a couple exclamations. And I really love the way that this looks. And again, I love that everything on this spread is condensed to like just the middle of the paper. I think that that's really fun. So I really like the way that all of this turned out. And this is one of my favorite layouts in a while. So I was really pleased with both of these. So that made me really happy. And I was glad that I was able to have like a lot of these selfies in my Project Life album as well as the mini album. So just like the other one, I wanted to add on a tiny bit of journaling. So I grabbed out this cute little journaling card here, or journaling like bits and piece embellishment thingy here, and I'm going to add on just a little bit of journaling, and then we will add on that one other tag and kind of do the finishing touches. So love the way that these look. I feel like I haven't made a layout in a minute. Like my second half of my project life for 2023, I think I started this second half maybe at the end of July or beginning of August, and I don't have any other layouts in here. So yeah, it was time for me to do some layouts, and I'm sure I'll have a few here in October for like Halloween, maybe my birthday, things like that. So those might be coming along as well. But I really enjoyed these. I love this collection. It's very easy to like what you make whenever you're using a collection that is so totally cute. I just love it. And I was glad I was able to use it some more because I did have quite a bit of it left over, and I don't really know what else I would use this collection for. It's quite specific. But so I'm adding on some more of that Heidi Shine, and I'm really glad I was able to use that as well. And then there you have it. We are finished with both of these spreads. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like, and please also consider subscribing. And of course, I'll be back at you super soon. So have a great one, you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, y'all.